Welcome to Senior Strategies. I am your host, Amy Decker, Director of Client Services for Senior Helpers. We are so glad that you were able to join us today for lively conversations with guests that can offer you the tools, strategies, and support so that you can successfully stay on your journey as a caregiver. We hope that you enjoy yourself and find just what you needed to get you through today. Hi, welcome to Senior Strategies. I am Amy Decker, Director of Client Services with Senior Helpers and the host of your show. Today, we are going to talk about memory care, when it's time to move your loved one into memory care, what to look for, the things that are important, and just those difficult questions that you have to ask your loved ones and talk about as a family to know whether or not you're making the right decision. So today we have Selina Tran, and she is with Lisbet Health in Wellington Bay. She's both in memory care and assisted living, the director there. So she's got a lot to share with us. We're going to talk about her support group that she holds. And welcome to the show, Selina. We're so happy to have you.
Good afternoon, Amy. Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here, and my first time. So
well, you're going to do fine. You're going to do fine because it's just a conversation that we're going to have. And, you know, it's more figuring out what's the most important thing to look for when you're going to look into a memory care. But most importantly, I want to know a little bit more about you. So how did you get involved in memory care and assisted living and in that kind of a senior profession? What brought you to that?
I grew up and, seeing my parents suffering with their high blood pressure, and at that time I was so young, so little. And then when I grow up, seeing them suffer from it, I just want to, seek for proper knowledge, education, so I can help, first of all, the people around me, my loved one. And then more than that, the people in the community. I have a strongly connection with elderly. So I said, what career would be the right career for me? So I'm like, nursing, because nurses provide, believe it or not, bedside mental care.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
Yep. So I would be close with the resident, the patient. So I got myself into a nursing profession. I became a registered nurse in 2012, and then that led me to the opportunity to work in assisted living community with a 308 beds and
wow.
42 bed memory care dementia unit. That's what they call at the time. So being there as a director of nursing for 4 years, and I've been promoted to an administrator position. With the registered nurse background, nursing is my core. I understand that any healthcare community, nursing is played significant role. So I really focus on nursing. I try to work with nursing staff and try to promote, implement best quality of care possible to the population, the resident. And the vulnerable population is always memory care,
right?
Environment, right? The resident who live in a memory care environment. So the opportunity came my way when I heard Wellington Bay, Lisbet Health Center at Wellington Bay open. So I got the opportunity to be part of the team here.
That's great.
So here am I.
It's a beautiful building. It's a beautiful building. And for those that have not had the opportunity to go look at it, it's absolutely beautiful. The inside it's just luxury. It's definitely a place you'd want to go visit and check out.
Right. Not just that, the structure, the building is brand new, over a year old. It's beautiful, luxury living environment. Not the old style, old fashioned of assisted living back of the day. So we call it memory care neighborhood.
Nice.
Not the units.
That's
right.
Nice.
We try to get away from institutionalized look or thought.
Right. And you know what? Let's face it, your building can be gorgeous, but it's not it's really not about the building. It's who the core people are, who the staff is that's there. And I think that's what's most important, that people get attracted to saying, what a beautiful building, I want to go in there. But really you want to know, I want to talk to the directors. I want to see the staff. I want to see how everybody works together and how well that gels, especially in a memory care.
Yeah, that would be the next thing I would like to discuss about the building. Yeah, people can, get a good impression with the look of the building, but the blade they blaze their loved one. They have to get the good sense of feeling that, I feel peace, that I can leave my loved one here, I can go home and rest. I can come back and visit my mom or my dad or my brother, sister, whatever.
Right.
A sense of reassurance, security. So like I say, being a nurse and being an administrator, with a nursing background, that helped me a lot because I focus on the care.
Good.
Care, hospitality, first impression, all of that. So our staff being trained follow the model of Tip Us Know, with the CHAIM program, genuine, engaging, meaningful marriage support with the method of positive approach to care. So we try to, our resident, doesn't matter you alert oriented or you have dementia. Everybody is unit in both mind and body, right? So we want to take care of them and be with them, make them feel that they are valued, they are unique.
Right. And I think that's one of the core teachings for Teepa Snow, because I too teach the GEMS course to our caregivers with senior helpers. So I'm certified in the training with Teepa Snow, and I think she's phenomenal. I think that again, she looks at everybody as a gem. So they're unique, they're precious. Each person has their own level and everyone needs to be respected. And I think that's the hardest thing, is learning what's going on in their brain and what's actually physically and chemically happening to their brain to know exactly how to treat them. So when you're dealing with, and I'm sure you see it, people going through sundowning, those that don't want to eat or drink, those that decide they don't want to take a shower anymore. There's so many things that those with dementia go through that Teepa, if you just go on her YouTube channel, has answers to all of those things.
Exactly.
And you see it at a lot. I mean, just being in memory care. How many beds do you have in your memory care?
We have 24 private apartments.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, you see that probably on a regular basis of just difficult situations and how to deal with them.
Definitely. So we train our staff that we need to meet the resident needs and be with them at their own journey.
That's the best way to do it. And everybody's journey is different. So, we'd like to say dealing with somebody with memory impairment, that it's a cookie cutter way of doing it, but it's not. Everybody is just, they handle it completely differently. And not only are you dealing with the resident, but the family dynamics.
Family, yeah, I'm talking about family dynamic. Family, the resident with the diagnosis, they're already there in their own world. But the family member, the loved one, the unprofessional caregiver, I call, they deal with their own personal problem, and they deal with, going through the grief process of losing their loved one.
Right. And denial, often very much denial, where they think, no, they're fine. I don't want to put them in memory care. I think they'll be fine on their own, or she's not going to fall if she's by herself, or it's okay if it's dealing with, giving them the support that they need to deal with the grieving process of losing the relationship with the one that they love, that they put in there.
Yeah, I believe they're in denial because they're afraid to lose the husband or the father that they know for so many years, and now they cannot recognize themselves anymore or so. So that's why they're in denial. And we help them to overcome that and give them extra support, extra knowledge, how to handle, how to boost their awareness, and how to handle different situations and so.
And that's lovely. And I have to say that is the core reason I started this program. It's called Senior Strategies, Tools for the Caregiver. I think so many caregivers out there that are listening are it's lonely. They have no idea what to do. They have no idea what resources are out there. And so it's hard as a caregiver when you're home taking care of somebody or worrying about a loved one that lives away, that you're a caregiver from a distance. They need to know that there are resources and places they can go to get support. So tell
Right.
me more about your support group that you hold.
They're talking about that. So we realize that, not just professional caregiver, but the family who provide the care for their loved one, they're struggling with it and they get burnt out. And sometimes most of them, more get sick, get ill.
Right.
Yeah, as be
Well,
more than
the stress just makes them sick.
more than the resident themselves.
Right.
So we work with the Alzheimer Association, and we got the opportunity to provide caregiver support group once a month, every second Tuesday at Wellington Independent Community. Not just provide support to the family member of the resident who live in the campus, but we open to the whole Wellington community.
Nice.
It extends to Boynton area as well. So I have people travel from Boynton, in different area, Royal Palm or so, to come over. And people sharing their thoughts, their how they deal with their loved one. It may not happen to that caregiver, but you never know. Taking care of a loved one with Alzheimer's dementia, changing every day. So
Right.
you may not deal with them today, but you learn from other caregiver, and then you will, next time if that happens, you know how to deal with it.
Right.
So with our knowledge, and we guide them, and we facilitate this support group, we just be there for them, be active listener, and from the knowledge we have, we guide them, we share the information and lead them through it, and just be there for them.
I
It's
think
really
it's
important.
so great because I have to say, I hold three caregiver support groups a month. And I think one of the most beautiful things that I find is when everybody gets around the table and sits and starts talking to each other. So
Yeah,
somebody may have a problem and say, break out in tears and say, I'm dealing with this, or that, or this is my biggest challenge and I don't know what to do and my heart is broken. And then another attendee answers the question and says, yes, I've been through the same thing. And this is what helped me. And this is what got me through it. So often I'll have a social worker or I'll have an elder law attorney to come talk to them, but they end up supporting each other. And I
right.
love that. It's like sometimes I don't have to say anything. They all just jump in and help each other and become friends. And, I've been doing it now for a couple of years. So now they've really had 2 years to see the benefits of coming to these support groups. So I think it's great that you're doing that.
Right.
It's such a great thing.
It could be really emotional sometimes,
Yes.
especially the new attendee. But then you see the rewarding of it. You see the process. The one that come in so stressful, doesn't know what to do, and then they learn from each other, and then they get into the acceptance mode,
Right.
live with it, and learn how to accept the disease that happened to the loved one.
Mm-hmm.
So one
I
thing
think that's great. I think it's great. And it makes you feel better knowing you're helping them. They leave feeling better because they feel relieved that they've been able to talk about it.
yeah, they become a and then you see on their face,
Yes.
the every section you see they start smiling,
Right.
it's not so tense, not so stressed,
Right.
and then, they reach out like, I can give you this tip, they're more
Right.
proactive,
I
so
love
they
it.
can help each other. Yep.
What are some of the activities that you have in memory care that you find are helpful? Just to, because very often I think once they get into memory care, they want to stay in their room, they don't want to leave. Some are, they don't want to be social because they may still be with it enough to know that where they are. What are some of the activities that you find are most helpful in your memory care?
Right. So before we move a resident in, we ask family member to write out the life story of the
Oh,
resident. Yeah. So that helped the caregiver
that's a
mind,
great idea.
right, to learn, what this person did for living. right? The religion, what their preference is, including food, including hobbies. So we can use that book as a guidance. Beside that, our home office came, the activity director, regional from home office came down and helped us to build 22 boxes of game, art and craft activities. So this box, have different drawing or a different kind of activity that may fit with you, but not fit with other residents.
Right.
So, yeah. So I'll go to make the staff and resident engage. If I have 10 residents, it could be 10 different groups. Right. It doesn't need to be trivial for everybody because, like I say, everybody different.
Right. And some don't want to do puzzles. Some don't want to paint. Some don't want to do the hokey pokey or, chair exercises. They may have something completely different that's going to connect with their brain.
Right. So we have a long corridor. We could set up different groups, high function, low function, and the 22 boxes, 22 different kind of game or activity, art and craft. So we can lay it out. And then we learn from them, what they prefer. But they probably like this today, but they don't like it tomorrow. That's fine.
Right.
So we keep changing it. And that boxes is available at the counter by the activity section. So family member, when they come in to visit their loved one, they can come and grab a box.
Oh, that's great.
And play with their loved one, with family member engaging, meaningful time with their loved one as well.
I think that is phenomenal that you have them put their life story together, because even before we started this interview, I was telling you about a woman that the husband just felt that she did so much better staying at home. This is where she needs to be. This is where her family is. And he did it for about 3 years with 24-hour care and realized she was not benefiting from that at all. She was bored. She was getting depressed. He put her in a memory care and they found out that she was a CEO of a company. So they gave her a desk and stapler and envelopes and paper and pen, and she flourished because she thought she was back at work. But I've never heard of actually having the family have them write their life story. Had you have not known that, you wouldn't know that that's what she wanted to do. Right. What a great thing!
Resources for us to find out, how this resident life is, to learn and then to be with them at their own stage.
I love it.
Yep.
I think it's great. And some people will bring in therapy dogs and animals. Some like animals, some don't. Some are afraid of them and they don't want to touch them. I bring in lifelike baby dolls into the communities. Some love them, can't wait to hold them. Others want nothing to do with them. So again, it may work for one, certainly not for the other.
Right. Believe it or not, the population in the Mary Care neighborhood right now, they don't care about a dog.
Really?
But nobody touching them, so I have to remove the dog.
The dog. Oh, interesting.
They like the cat, the dog. So whatever we have to learn them.
Right. And just when you think you figured it out, they'll change, and then they're not. Then they'll have something else that they like better or not like better. Or what would you say is your biggest challenge when you're with memory care? What are some of the biggest challenges? I know a lot of times one of the biggest concerns or biggest questions that I get in my support group is, my mom doesn't want to shower. My mom doesn't want to take a bath. My mom's afraid to take her clothes off and get into the shower. And we're always looking for solutions to that, because I know with dementia, one of the things that Teepa Snow told us is their brain is doing different things sensory wise. So lips, mouth, and tongue, palms of the hands and fingerprints, bottoms of the feet and genital area are very, very, very sensitive. So they don't want to get in the shower and have that touch their body. So it's hard to know what the right thing is to do, whether to keep the bathroom warm. Do you find that's a challenge with your memory care?
We always have some challenges, and with some residents, not all. So we learned that we have to, with the dementia in different stages, the frontal temporal lobe is damaged. So it control thinking, reasoning, right, thought. all that connection, multitasking, organized thoughts and stuff. It's
Right.
no longer there. So verbal, visual gesture, instead of talking to them, they may able to process what you say, and then you come and wrap them, and they
Right.
become panic
Afraid.
and aggressive. Yeah. So
Hmm.
you show them and you give them a hand or so, and they follow you, and then you turn the water on. They may not like shower because it's cold.
It's cold.
So
Right.
you may, turn the warm water up, steam up the room, have the warm towel ready, and then you turn the music on, those kind of thing. And
Right.
then make them feel that you're doing it with them.
Right.
You're not pointing finger to them. So all that. But first of all, you need to learn your lesson first.
Hmm.
So most of the time, I feel that helpful and using for my staff to provide the care to the resident.
Right.
Don't just wrap them and take them to the bathroom, because
Right.
their understanding, the reasoning is not there.
And then they become combative. And I know that's one of the things is they taught us visual verbal touch. So visualize, let them see you. Hi, I'm here
Mhm.
to give you a shower. And even if you have to enact, I'm going to give you a
Yeah,
shower.
you're
Yeah,
acting.
visual, verbal, you're saying what you're going to do and then reach out and touch. If you don't
Right.
do it in that order, that's when they become combative. Now they're afraid.
Again, it's a lot about the approach.
Right.
At home, the caregiver at home, they probably, lack of knowledge, doesn't know how to approach. They're thinking that, oh, my dad or my mom, the same way as she 40 years ago. So I
Right.
just like, Mom, go take a shower, come on, right?
Right.
So in the support group, people share their intervention and how to handle, those
Right.
situations.
And it's hard for them to see it because they see their wife or you see your mom and she looks like your mom and she looks like your wife. She sounds like your mom. She sounds like your wife, but what's coming out of her mouth and her actions are not that person anymore. So they're still in a grieving process of losing that relationship with that person and then frustrated at the same time because she's saying and doing things that they don't know what to do. That's why the support groups are so beautiful because everyone's dealing with that. They can all talk about what helps and what doesn't help. And
Right.
then, so you have that through the Alzheimer's community care. Is that what you have it through?
Yes, I was in my association.
Alzheimer's Association. Gotcha. So does somebody from there come and direct it from the Alzheimer's Association?
Um, at the beginning, I have the facilitator work with me, but we run the support group over a year. So I have another co-facilitator,
Nice.
come to work with me. So we have two facilitator
That's
working,
great. That's great. And that's helpful. Like I said, I've tried to get social workers and different ones as guests to come and often, and it just depends on the mood of the group. Sometimes they go in and no one really wants to talk. So it's good to have somebody there just to give them some pointers. And then other meetings, that's all they want to do is talk. So we end up spending the entire hour, everybody just helping each other. So I love it. I love it.
They're not one size fit all. We have to learn the group of that moment and then go with the flow.
Right, right. But I think what you do is great. And I think the fact that you started out nursing, it taught you the empathy and the compassion that you need to know to do what you're doing today. And I think empathy and compassion really has to be part of your DNA when you're born, because this is something that if you're doing it for a paycheck, forget about it. It's not going to work. But if you're doing it because it's in your heart and you truly want to make a difference in somebody's life, then you've got the empathy and compassion that you need to make this a success for everybody. And like anything else, there's good days and bad days. You're going to have some great days and you're going to have some horrible days.
Right.
Again, just what you did over the Hurricane Milton, everybody got together as a team and stayed there with the team. And
Right.
that's great. I just think it's wonderful. And it made the residents comfortable knowing that everybody was there together, in it together, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah, everybody slept throughout the night, and they didn't come down to the lobby to see what happened. So,
Good. That's good. But I'm glad that I had you on the show. I think it's wonderful what you do. I look forward to seeing having you back on maybe in a few months just to see what's gone on or any other changes or things that you want to share with us. But I give you kudos for what you're doing. I think it's difficult working day in and day out with assisted living and memory care because there's challenges with that all the time. And like I said, maybe not even so much with the resident, but with family dynamics, the family dynamics. So if somebody wanted to come and check your building out, do you have a contact information or a website you want to share with us, or a phone number or somebody that they can call?
Yes. So they can go to the website, wellingtonbayfl.com, or they can call the phone number of 561-423-9056. We have the sales marketing team to greet them and then sit down to listen to them, to hear the needs, and then we can guide them from there.
Wonderful. Great. I'm going to encourage all to do that. If you have any questions or you want to go there and take a tour, feel free to give them a call, or you can even leave questions in our on my Instagram, on the Facebook page. And we're happy to help out in any way. But thank you so much for being on the show. You did great.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you for having me.
Yep. And I look forward to having you on again.
Thanks
you so much. Thank you for watching our show. We hope that you found an answer to a question or a resource that can assist you. Our goal is to keep all of you that are caregivers informed, refreshed, and heard. We're here for you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions. We have all the resources that you'll need. Please follow us on our Facebook and Instagram pages for the up-and-coming shows and events and support groups. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your support.